It's the beginning of another weekend. Welcome to the show. I am Muriah Afolabi Brown. As always, I have the ladies with me. Hello, Mariam Lunge.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm great. I'm fine. Yesterday I wasn't here, but I was on Wake Up.
Yeah.
And yes, I had an interview on my book,
Yeah.
Just to the Rescue, the
Yay.
Cleanup Crew. Just to remind everyone, it's still on Amazon. You'll be getting physical copies really soon here in Nigeria, bookstores, close to you. So I'm excited about that. And I'm just loving all the reviews I'm getting for the children, really amazing. And one of the top 25 Amazon reviewers also reviewed my book. That is an amazing book, really good for the children, and adults can also learn a lot from it. So go grab a copy, please.
Oh, good. I like this your combination.
Yes.
I know the hats with the green thingy you had. This green thing you had. I love the
This is from Louisa. I really love it.
It's so pretty.
I think this is in now. This Ankara and this thing that looks like Agbada. A lot of people have been doing a lot of it.
It just gives this very rich vibes, and that's the atmosphere I want to be in throughout the year. I'm very grateful to God. Good news all around. God has been faithful, and sometimes you just need a reminder, like...
Count your blessings.
Yeah.
Name them one by one. You're not naming today.
No, I'm not. I don't want to name on air. I'll name it with my people outside. But I'm really grateful to God.
How are you doing, BC?
I'm doing amazing. I bless God. I've been constipated for a few days now.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I don't know why. My system usually works normally. It has a system I follow every day. I go and do. And for a few days now, I've just been struggling to. Why are you giving me that?
Because you're giving us something to we're imagining, and it's like, it's not an interesting imagination.
I don't have the solution yet.
Don't share that.
Yes, I'm not comfortable.
Yes. Have you found a solution? What concoction have you tried?
No, I just had the watermelons this morning.
Wait, you guys have the same lip color.
Why do you say that if it's such a...
Yeah.
I mean, it happens often.
It just looks really nice.
Anyways, so when you're okay, let us know.
Yes.
Okay.
Tell us when you
I will stop sharing on
No,
this
you
table.
share. We love it. Is going to, as being through it, I would advise you.
Give me a tip or two. How you do?
Somebody that gave me something like that, man. Ask Brown. He gave me, will you go kia? There's no concussion.
I just had a solution.
Yeah,
so hook me up, please.
Lemon, salt, and hot water.
Okay, that would help me.
Yeah.
So you see now, solution has come from sharing.
You're right.
You can share with us privately.
How you doing?
I'm fine.
What's the plan for the weekend?
We'll see how that goes. It's going to be very simple and small, hopefully.
Saturday. We're looking forward to it.
I mean, every time is always like this whole month, back to back.
Every weekend.
Like since January entered, I'm like, wait, God knows it's finished now. Every weekend, there's next weekend, I have Saturday, Sunday, then upper weekend, I have Saturday, Sunday. Please. I celebrate, but I'm coming, man. Take it easy.
Right, they don't put a gun to your head.
I don't understand.
You're enjoying this thing.
I hate dressing up, but I like to go to parties.
Yeah.
I don't like the dressing up, but I like to go there. I just feel the music.
And then don't dress up. Don't dress up.
She has to.
One day I just
go the way you came.
I'm telling you, one day I'll show up somebody's party.
And
I'm going to call you aside. I think, is everything okay?
Anyways, let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we go through the front pages of the papers. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us, nation. It's Friday, so NEC, petrol subsidy can't continue beyond June. Bello to Tinubu, you can take Lagos feet to Abuja. Thanks for linking me to your success, Buhari tells El Rufai. Abdusalami cautions politicians over fiery comments. Tax-free pay for junior policemen. INEC determined to secure polls. And WHO recommends lifting of travel restrictions. Okay, major headline?
I have a major headline, but I'll take it in another story.
Okay.
Another paper. So I want to take the federal government that has concluded plans to grant junior police officers tax-free salaries to reduce economic stress and improve their standard of living.
Great.
So it said that they calculated the taxes deducted from these junior personnel, and it amounted to 8 billion annually. Wow. So what they're going to be doing now is to ensure that that 8 billion gets into their pockets directly. So according to the chairman of the National Salaries, Incomes and Wages Commission, He announced this, saying, also debunks the claim that 20% that, we heard some time ago that the police salary has been increased by 20%. So he's saying that that wasn't what happened, that he just tried to find a way to pay some other personnel's duty allowances. It wasn't like they really increased their salaries. So what they're going to do now is to ensure that they remove unnecessary bottlenecks around insurance premium, ensure that the officers get their insurance, and their salaries are paid promptly. They are going to be trained. They are ensuring that their barracks are, stationed properly, and they have their arms and ammunition to carry out their duties. But I'm happy with this, this tax waiver. At least something a bit heavy would enter into their accounts.
Yeah, so at the 19th Daily Trust Dialogue, and the theme was 2023, the politics, economy, and insecurity in Abuja. We had our former military head of state there, General Abdulsalami Abubakar, and he was just advising the political class. He says that you need to be careful as you jostle for power, be careful the sort of words that you use, and, so that you do not hit up the polity. We are in really, delicate times in Nigeria right now, and the sort of words that politicians use could heat up the polity. Our former Vice President Atiku Abubakar also said that politicians to be careful not to sort of divide us along ethnic lines. What they are asking for is that when we go about doing our electioneering and politicking, do it in a decent way, knowing that these are really delicate times, and it's important that the words that we say will empower Nigerians instead of making them fight. And I think it's a very important message right now, because this is the time when we'll be hearing all sorts of back and forth
conspiracy
and things.
theories, back and forth.
Following up with still within the electioneering process, the chairman of INEC has spoken concerning how to secure their determination of INEC to secure the elections. The elections will start 394 days from now, and in a quarterly meeting with Interagency Consultative Committee on Election Security, he has hailed the security officials that we have for their job in recent elections that we've had, and charged them that we need to do a whole lot more. We must continue to prepare for the 2023 election, and we must ensure that we protect people, because we don't have elections if people are not safe, if people don't feel safe enough to go out to vote. I like the direction of the thoughts of our INEC officials, and I hope that we can have the 2023 elections without having military presence, yet a very safe election.
So the governor of Niger State has endorsed Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, saying that he should replicate that which he did in Lagos in the federal government. According to him, he said God in his wisdom gave Asiwaju the wisdom to lay the foundation of Lagos State that we see today. Lagos is a country within a country, and he hopes that the foundation he laid in Lagos, he can be able to do that in Nigeria. And I think it was based on his visit. He was in Niger State recently, and he also donated 50 million naira to the IDP camps. Okay, any others? Let's move on to the Punch. Abdulsalami, workers warn federal government as NEC decides subsidy removal June. Picture here, Buhari recalls Kaduna bombing experience. El-Rufai demands 7 billion naira reimbursement. This was the Kaduna state government, okay. LASMA probes officers' attack on commercial bus. Female passengers are injured. You transform Lagos, do the same for Nigeria, Niger State tells Tinubu. Assault on teacher, Ogun magistrate lampoons parents, orders remand of mother and thug. Abdulsalami workers warn as, okay, I think I said that already. Let's find another story. Reps order probe of allegedly missing 178,000 police firearms. An electoral act faces delay as National Assembly harmonization yet to start. Okay, which story is coming up to us?
Let me take the human interest story. So a Lagos-based wig maker, Udo Rejoice, would likely have to undergo surgery in the eye because there was an attack that happened at a commercial bus. So what happened was the lady was, I think she's 22 years old. She was in a commercial bus, and then the driver had to take one way, was accosted by LASMA. In anger, the LASMA guy hits the glass of the bus driver, hits the bus, and then the glass splattered into the poor girl's eyes, and she was bleeding. So she was taken to a clinic. They rejected her. She was moved to Luth. They are saying right now that they would likely have to, she'll have to undergo surgery to be able to see with that eye. She's tried to reach out to the LASMA official who did this. That one is telling her you have to come to Yaba, you have to come to Yaba. I think Punch is on it already. They've tried to reach out. So far, they've not heard anything. I think justice needs to be done for this girl. This girl needs to be treated by the government. I don't know why they are resorting to violence. You have caught somebody. Why can't you just take the person's plate number and then trace that person later? Why do you have to resort to violence and injure an innocent victim who is just in the bus? It's just painful. They need to do something about this. We'll follow up on this story, please. She needs to get
Yes. Our president was in Kaduna State to inaugurate, from what we read, many different projects that the governor of Kaduna State had during his tenure constructed. So there was the Cow Bridge, just so many of the things. And the president showed his pleasure. He said he was really proud of the governor. He had changed the face of Kaduna. And he said that even though he's from Katsina State, he's looking that when he finishes his tenure as president, he may just as well relocate to Kaduna State. He talked about how he was almost bombed at the Cow Bridge many years ago. And he said, luckily for him, his escort, I think they had stepped in before the bomb detonated. And he says, and here they are today. The governor has built a bridge. He also promised that he was going to, that they will look into building establishing an Air Force base in Kafanchan to shore up the security in southern Kaduna. He said that the Kafanchan railway station also will be modernized to boost rail and commercial activities in that area. So all in all, it looked like a very successful event.
So we are taking a story concerning a teacher that was beaten up. I think somebody took it out yesterday or something, where a teacher was beaten up by the parent and a thug because the teacher had scolded the child for the hairstyle. So the case was taken to court, and the magistrate scolded the mother, saying that it is wrong for you to bring a thug, hoodlums, to attack a teacher after he was scolded. That is totally wrong. That I wouldn't be here as a magistrate if my parents did the same thing. That is wrong. That you're raising this child to take laws into their own hands. If you're wrong, if you're mad that they scolded your child for the hairstyle, you go to school and talk to the teachers. You don't bring a thug to come and beat up the teacher. It's totally wrong. So I mean, justice.
Did they fine her?
So we need
Did
to
they punish
well,
her?
the article doesn't say that, but she was scolded. So I'm assuming that there should be.
I'm telling you.
Magistrates were scolding. I don't know if they
Please give them more than scolding.
Let me quickly take the story of the defense headquarters. This is was a press briefing of the activities of the troops between January 6th and till date. So the media director for operations, General Bernard Onyoku, disclosed in Abuja that over the course within the northern region of Nigeria, the military has eliminated 129 terrorists in the last 2 weeks, and that he noted that of the 863 terrorists, their families surrendered during the period, bringing the total number of repentant terrorists to 24,922. Good news, they neutralized 37 terrorist elements, they recovered assorted arms, 177 rounds of different calibers of ammunition. Good news. But I would like the military to also, what is going to happen to these almost 25,000 people who voluntarily surrendered, that are no longer terrorists? What is the process of rehabilitating them in a way that is not like we're compensating them for their action, but we're also integrating them back to society? There must be like a well thought out plan that would ensure that they don't later go back into what they were doing before as terrorists.
Let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll continue with the review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bali, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey, as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communication story.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bali, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs.
Thanks for staying with us. Let's move on to Daily Sun. FG to decide fuel subsidy removal. INEC lists threats to 2023 polls. How I escaped death from bomb attack in Kaduna, says Buhari. Rep small 10-year jail term for Ponzi scheme operators. Udom guarantees 4.7 billion naira Zenith Bank loan to automobile plant. I never denied IPOB in court, says Kano. APC convention, Malami heads legal committee. Kogi governor leads security.
Okay, so the House of Reps yesterday passed for the second reading a bill which is seeking to make SEC, that's the Securities and Exchange Commission, the apex regulatory authority for Nigerian capital markets. Is also seeking to prescribe a 10-year jail term for anyone for Ponzi scheme operators. Is looking to make to empower SEC to shut down all illegal investment schemes And they're saying that this particular bill will make sure that Nigerian capital market conforms with international best practices. And I think this is just, you know, a good thing because we have so many, I mean, that's our story now. Constantly, we have too many illegal investment schemes, people running helter-skelter. Like, they don't even know where to report when this thing happens to them. So we hope that this would address this. That's become our story.
Yeah, so the major headline, there's been decision on the petroleum issue that we've been talking about, and the government is saying that they are going to decide to take out subsidy from June, because right now we still have the provisions of payment of subsidy in the 2022 budget. So they had like a brief sessions, and then the governor of Nasarawa State said that they have been having discussions on this matter, but they have not taken a stand on it yet. The Edo State governor also said the same thing, that they can only promise that the removal of the subsidy will start after it's expired in our budget. There was something they said here that I wanted to quote. He said, what you have to understand is that we didn't make any presentation on this because there had not been any decision. But in reality, all of us Nigerians know that there is now the Petroleum Industry Act, and NNPC has now become a limited liability company. So NNPC will run differently. So if the Minister of Finance provides for 6 months, you probably can understand part of the reason for the provision of 6 months before NNPC fully takes off. And at that moment, that's when decisions will be made. I am very worried that we are not trying to be proactive in this matter. Why do we have to wait till the expiry of the 6 months before we now start having committees and committees again to take another decision on where to go? Why? Since we already know that it's going to take till June for us to now know whether we're going to do so, why don't we have that plan in place? So, okay, after so and so time, we're going to be taking off subsidy, or we will not, and this is what is going to happen. Why do we keep...
The president already said that they are working on, they would come up with something. So we're waiting for the something they would come
June.
up
Anyways.
with.
All I want to say is that Ayuba Waba should please run for president, because only he has the solution to this subsidy matter, because he needs to run for president. In fact, we are requesting that Ayuba Waba should kindly run for president, because only he understands what we're going to do to this subsidy matter or not.
Go ahead. The IPOP story. So Mazen Ambekano was speaking through his lawyer, said that he wanted to correct the misinformation that was out, that he denied being the leader of IPOP, that what he did in the courts, they said when he was taking his plea, he mentioned that he was not the leader of IPOP, and he said he doesn't want them to misinterpret what he said, that he said IPOP is not a terrorist group, but that he is the leader of IPOP. And at the case of IPOP being a terrorist group, which was a declaration by the federal government, he used many words I cannot use, which is not good for TV, but the core of what he was saying was he doesn't agree that IPOP is a terrorist group, and that they have already gone to court to get a proper legal judgment separating what, revoking what the government did in prescribing them as a terrorist group. So, but that
moving
is
on
the leader
quickly
of IPOP.
to Vanguard. Let's find a story we've not taken. Insecurity in Nigeria at crossroads, says General Abdul Salami. School teacher kidnaps, kills student after collecting 6 million naira ransom in Kano. World Bank's $750 million would complement federal government social investment job creation. NGO staff rapes 15-year-old female IDP. Victim commits suicide. Two princes battle for reps ticket as group calls for Akeredolu's intervention. National Convention APC stakeholders back February 26th date. Commend for Buni. Okay.
Very painful story. So in Kano, there's this teacher, Abdul Malik Mohammed Tanko, who was arrested for kidnapping his 5-year-old student, Hanifa Abubakar. He kidnapped her from the private school and then requested for 6 million naira to be paid to him. And after that 6 million naira was paid to him, instead of him releasing the little girl, he realized that the little girl recognized him as the teacher and then poisoned her and got another person's help, and they buried her in a shallow grave in that school compound. So he's been arrested. The second person also who connived with him has been arrested. You know, the case is still in the police, and people are just shocked that this can happen with a school teacher who's supposed to be the nurturer, the person who, you know, takes care of these children just because of money. It's a painful story.
Very painful.
I mean, see, I was telling Miriam earlier that he caught the guy. Kill him.
Immediately.
Kill him.
Wallahi.
Blow out his brains.
Yes,
period.
immediately.
Because as much as I appreciate his democracy, I appreciate that we have to go through a process. But there's some things that we just have to skip this thing. We just have to how can you cut a 5-year-old child to chop her to pieces and bury her? Are you a teacher for millions of naira?
With your
to blow out his
responsibility
brains,
to protect
period.
that child. We need to speed up justice
It's
process
just
on this.
irritating.
Kill them, they will stop.
You don't arrest those kind of people.
We still need to follow the process.
Sorry,
but
it's
speed it
national
up.
TV, but you gotta blow somebody's brains out. Okay, any
The
story.
ports. So good news for those that are being concerned. There are hopes, rather, for decongesting the ports. They are going to create something called the Inland Container Ports. The IDCs, they've gotten approval for 2 locations, which means that goods that are coming from our seaports don't need to stay in our, like, Tinkan, all of that. They would be moved into the inland container ports, and it is from there they would process it. The dry ports, it was from there they would process it, because usually they will have had to wait for the clearing to be done at the main port, which causes major congestion. But now they will be split into 2 different ports. One dry port is in Kano, and when they get to these locations, then the clearing process protocols take place from there, and that way we have less congestion within Lagos. One good option. I'm sure there are several ones that we must pursue.
Remember, I took a story about the fact that 178,459 rifles, ammunition were missing. I think
Yes.
And then, so of this number, 888,000 were AK-47, 3,907 were assorted rifles, pistols were missing within the armory of the police.
Of the Nigerian Police Force.
The National Assembly or one of the lawmakers raised the motion that Okechukwu, I'm not sure which state he represents, but he raised the motion that they need to do a proper audit of what happened, because we're not just going to let this matter done without an investigation. So we need the Inspector General of Police to take urgent actions to apprehend those culpable for the depletion of the armory of the force. So how does ammunition leave your armory and you have no idea? And those who shoot, why can you say it all the time? When you shoot a bullet, you should be able to report that, I account for every single bullet.
They also had records of, there were no records of the total number of unserviceable firearms that were those ones that were supposed to be repaired. They didn't have any record at all. So I think the Nigerian Police Force needs to have a data of every armory that they have.
This is very embarrassing.
Yeah, it is now. It is, because there are conspiracy theories. It's just that I'm not in the mood for that one.
Civil service
puts them down.
Civil service, they won't sack anybody. Just sack them. I mean, you get new people.
You should fish out those guns.
They'll go and investigate.
They will start investigating and investigating.
This will take 5 years. Before you know it, they would have forgotten and moved on. That's Nigerian factor for you. Nigerian Tribune. Decision on petrol subsidy removal to come in June, says INEC. Nigeria at crossroads. Government must take advice in good faith. Tinubu visits IBB, donates 50 million to victims in banditry in Niger State. Attack on teacher in Ogun. Court remands students' mother one another. COVID-19 lifts international travel bans. WHO tells countries. Reps to investigate the missing 174,000 police firearms. Anti-zoning protagonist, enemies of Nigeria. Buhari comments El Rufai on container transfer. In fact, Tribune has the way of having all the stories.
Taking everything.
Taking most of the stories here.
But then we have the World Health Organization gave a statement after the meeting headed by the DG. And he says that countries should look to lifting or easing international traffic bans as they do not provide added value and continue to contribute to economic and social stress experienced by state parties. So they're recognizing that the pandemic alone has, caused havoc, hardship for a lot of countries. And so this travel bans is just making it even worse. And it says that countries really should just concentrate on making sure that a larger population of their country have received the vaccinations, and that they need to keep looking to re-strategize, on how to handle the virus. He says that they need quick strategic responses to whatever new strain they may have seen. And they particularly praise South Africa for its rapid identification, transparent and rapid sharing of information on the Omicron variant.
Thumbs up to That's what they should have done earlier.
They're doing it now.
All right, that's all we can take on Front Page Review. It's Friday. It's going to break when we come back. Move on to other stories. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bali, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey, as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communication story.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bali, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news.
Thanks for staying with us. So this matter of Japa or no Japa is our focus today. A Twitter user shared the story of a friend who abandoned his 350,000 naira a month job in Nigeria and relocated to Canada in search of greener pastures. 3 years on, he's complaining bitterly to his friends, saying how bad things are abroad and wants to come back home. However, music producer Sam Clef responded to him, but that guy is just lazy. That if he puts his heart to it, he would actually make more money. So, in fact, interestingly, he said that he can make up to $3,000 to $4,000 a month. But he has friends that make $100,000 a month in Canada. So it's possible. So who, therefore, should Japa? Is Japa, as for those of you that don't know Japa, Japa means people are leaving, relocating. There are some people that say, running away. So who are those that can abandon ship? Who are those that can stay? Who are those that Nigeria doesn't even fit you at all? I mean, I met this guy someone I used to work with. This guy is very brilliant. I mean, when I see him as a treasure because he's such a great data analyst. Give him any raw data. Give him like less than 48 hours. This guy's giving you percentages. He gives you the permutation, combination. He puts everything together into a page. And you're thinking, this complicated data, this guy has transformed it. I mean, because he was appreciated in his office, they loved him, but he jackpot. When he left, and they told him, Mariah, I've relocated, I'm like, you know what? It is your type. That needs to go. It's people like you, because these are people that we don't appreciate people like that. We won't pay them for the work they do because they think you're just helping us to. I've got to punch the numbers and give me the figures. But in a different country, they see that kind of guy and he's well paid. So there are different people that should jackpot, and there are those of you that are very rugged. You know, hustle. Can you leave abroad? I'm asking a question. Who should jackpot? Should we all jackpot, or who are those that jackpot should not? Let me start with Mariam.
Okay, so given this man's story, I'm guessing in Nigeria you're earning about 350. Probably you're doing like an office job, like a tush job, and then you go abroad. Tush job is not waiting for you, so you're used to the soft life, and then you're thinking that when you now leave and get abroad, you may get that kind of soft life, soft office. You have to work to earn it, and it's not just like the person who responded to him. So it's not that there are no jobs that can give him as much or more than he's earning at home. It's just that is he willing to do the kind of jobs, because we heard some of these jobs are, you know, menial jobs, and we know the Nigerian attitude. To the Nigerian attitude, not all jobs are jobs. You know, we tend to look down on people for the kind of jobs that they do, and so some people, you hear some people who have not worked for years since they left school, and you say, please, okay, should I get to a teaching job? Like, no, I'm a graduate. I cannot, and you're like, so what do you go to school for? You know, like, no, me, I cannot, you know, and so that's, maybe he had gone there with that sort of attitude. But like you said, there are some people who their skills is being looked at for worldwide. We hear about doctors, nurses, IT people. So those sort of people can just quickly, you know, plug into the soft life once they get there.
What are your thoughts on this?
So I'm going to quote my mentor. Dr. Lumide Emmanuel's message went viral a few months back. He said, if you are a lizard in Nigeria, you cannot become a crocodile in America. You're a lizard in Nigeria, you just change your location to continue your lizardry where you are going to. So obviously, many people have different ideologies about what are the opportunities available for them there. So they're lizard, or they're a small little cat here, and they think that suddenly because they're in Canada, they will become a lion and they'll become the king of the jungle.
Oh, no.
But it is impossible for that transformation to happen if you don't do the journey within. So if you're successful in Nigeria, it is easy for you to go there with the mentality of, I'm going to be successful in this same place and make it work. I think people need to have the right perspective or right expectations, realistic expectations when they relocate, number one. Number two is the fact that people don't plan. Many people just think that once you just get documentation, you move there, everything is just going to align. There must be intensive plan before you relocate. What am I going to do there? How many months am I going to do odd jobs? What certifications will I need to become relevant in my field there? Those questions need to be answered. But those are the questions that make you a lion. And if you are not able to do it here, you probably will be able to do it there. So it's just the story of someone who has unrealistic expectations of what would happen when it goes there.
But I don't like it when people just assume that when you travel abroad, you're going to do menial jobs, you're going to be a second-class citizen. It doesn't work. It's not true.
If you plan.
There are people that go there, and even though they're doing menial jobs, they're happy. What happens to the guy that's happy? So I'm a driver. Yes, I was a office worker in Nigeria. I was earning maybe 200,000 naira. I came to America. I'm a driver for a company, and I'm earning much more. My family is happy, and I'm content. Why is that a problem?
They relocated from here without any medical background, and they are running massive business in the medical scheme. So it's about the internal parts, the capacity you have before you leave here. But, sorry.
For someone who's earning 350,000 naira to decide to relocate, I consider that foolishness. Because I know some people who did not even start with 350,000 naira, and they have been able to work their way through and make it work. I started I think my first salary ever was 50-something K.
Oh,
you know,
you started big. Mine was 30K.
My husband was 38K when he started. You know, so for me, it's about the mindset. It's about you understanding that if you want a life, so there are two different categories of people. There are people who do not mind being in the middle, being mediocre, being average, being just okay and content, and that's fine. If that is what you want to, you just want to have the basics of life, just be comfortable, have 1 car, 2 cars max, you know, have a small house, raise your kids in good school, and that's the sort of life you want. Abroad is good for you. But if you're somebody who wants to make a change, wherever you find yourself, you'll be able to make it work. You just have to work on your mindset and know exactly what that thing, that clarity of that thing that you want to pursue. Now, it's difficult to break into a market where the systems are working. That's what happens when people go abroad. The systems are working perfectly. To break out, you have to be a genius. But here, we are still struggling with our systems, and people are basics, so to speak. It's easy. The opportunities here are massive. It's easy for you to sit down here, sell ekere, and make money. You just have to package it properly. You just have to have the right mindset. You just have to position yourself. So when we start thinking about what is that thing I have in my hands, for every time God wants to do a miracle, he will ask, what do you have in your hands? Moses, what is that thing in your hand? You say, I have a rod. And you saw how that miracle happened. Ask yourself as a Nigerian, what do I have that people will look for, that I can solve a problem? If you have that mindset, traveling abroad is not for you, because you'll be swallowed. There's no problem you want to solve here now that they have not solved already. So you just need to balance
you said something
it.
that was interesting, because I know a lot of people that they lived abroad and they come home because maybe they want to make plantain chips. And they come, so you are making plantain chips, you just on a plastic bag. Somebody comes from abroad and he brings this new concept of, okay, I can actually package it nicely. And they find that the market is in Nigeria, because if they try to do that packaging where they live, nobody will buy it.
Many people are already doing it.
Yes.
Maybe, I don't know if they're doing, but they bring it to Nigeria and they export it, and this is where the market is. So they, from America, they produce and ship to Nigeria, and they make a lot of money.
But let me quickly add this. You know, we see a lot of Nigerians trying to get out. We see a lot of white people trying to come in. The Indians right now have left their country. They are basically here taking up all our businesses. The Chinese, they are here. The Americans are coming in droves because they are seeing the opportunities that we are not seeing. So for me, it's just about opening your eyes. But for you to be any 300,
not for everybody.
No,
my sister,
you have not opened your eyes to see the opportunity. Ask
let's go on a
yourself,
break.
what opportunity do you have on your streets where you can make money? You have not opened your eyes.
Hey, this is Nigeria. Let's go on a break. We'll dig further. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bali, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communication story.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family and
Thanks for staying with us. We're still discussing this Japa move, and I really like to hear from Nigerians living abroad because many of you watch our show. Please call us on 081-270-53687, 091-390-7694. You can also send us messages on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. We'd love to hear from you. So, listen, this life is very simple. I know that many of us would like to do the big things, you know, accomplish this, but at the end of the day, it's about your house, your children, your family, your basic needs at the end of the day. So all the ambition, for me, I always zero it down to what do I really need? And that's what the abroad offers, the basics. I can have a proper medical check. I can drive a decent car. I can have a decent house. And I'm okay. My children can come in and go out in any country. Now, I have peace of mind compared to the in Nigeria. That just to have that basic. You are constantly hustling and your kids don't see you. You don't have good medical care. You don't have good car maintenance scheme because you want mechanic will spoil it today. I'm not mechanic. You know, it's crazy. So you might be earning more, but guess what? You don't have peace of mind. So if you weigh both, am I not better off Japan?
Yeah. So the cost of living, we're doing cost of living versus standard of living. So you have someone who is earning so much money here in Nigeria, and yet the sort of things that they will have access to does not compare to what someone who's a teacher abroad that's earning. You find that a lot of people will tell you if they lived abroad, they would not do the work. They would not push themselves as much as they do in Nigeria. It says I have to pay for my electricity, I have to pay for my security, I have to do everything. And then I've worked so hard, I've made so much money, I can buy the best cars in the world, but I still have to drive it through this rough roads. You know, I cannot put the top of my car down and just go on a long drive and enjoy it. And then some people have decided, you know what, I want the easy life, just as you described. It doesn't make you mediocre. That you want just the basic does not mean that you're mediocre and you don't want the best for yourself. Sometimes the best can be gotten in the best education for my children, and people are willing to make that sacrifice. I'm going to make sure that what I can, I would live a much smaller life, live in a smaller house, maybe I would not own a car and use public transportation so that my children can go to really good schools and provide for them a better future. That does not necessarily make that person who is making that sacrifice average. You know, just thinking. And then many people have made, I know of people who have made this mistake. They sell off everything and they travel abroad. And as we mentioned earlier, you know, there are systems. There's a way that you need to work, you need to plug yourself into that system. And you have to earn it. You have to work for it. In Nigeria, really you can do the barest minimum, know a few people, know some, you know, one or two things. Before you know it, you have made your millions. But there, to make every million, there's a process, and it's you know, it's right there. And
it's easy. Okay,
1, 2, 3, 4, you get it.
Let me take this call from UK. Toby, are you there?
Oh, interesting.
Hi, Mariah.
Good morning.
Hi, ladies. Good morning. Happy
Good morning.
Okay, so let me get started. Number one, I would like to start by disagreeing with DC. And I'll tell you what. When I was in Nigeria, I earned about 750,000. And then I relocated to the UK. Now, coming to the UK was a tough decision because, I mean, who wants to leave a 750K job? You understand me?
Yeah.
But I can tell you that ever since I came here, I mean, the difference is that you don't come here with a Nigerian mentality. You come here, you understand the system. When I came here, I took certifications, I took courses, I understood the industry I wanted to get into. And by the grace of God, I was able to get a job. When I look back, I mean, within 2 years, I settled into the system. I was able to buy property. I was able to do this. I was able to do that. When I was in Nigeria, I struggled with so many things despite earning that because you would think, oh, she's earning so much. Yeah. But guess what? Even with that so much, I could hardly, I mean, by the time you take rent, you have nothing.
Yes.
Depending on where, the other day we're talking about housing and all that. Depending on where you live. When you go to, I was living in a place where the minimum house I could get at the time was 1.5 million a year. You know, my younger brother struggled for so many years to get a job in Nigeria. He didn't get any. He got to Canada. He took a lot of certifications. He understood the system. He settled in, and he even earns more than me right now. So I think that when people go to the UK, regardless of what you earn, when they go abroad, they need to, first of all, know that there are human beings who live there as well. There is a system there. There is what you have to do to get into the system. You don't come with a secondary school certification from Nigeria and expect to fly in the UK or expect it to fly in America or in Canada. You would need to understand that system.
Thank you so much, Toby. Fantastic point. And I really like the fact that you explained it to us in plain terms. But from this tweet now, we're looking at those who go there and struggle. Let's focus on them. Because they are quite a huge bracket. A number of, I mean, Canada is even better because to come in, you have to be at least middle class, you have to be educated, you have to have a degree. So those ones, they even have a softer landing than those who just find a way to get a visiting visa, get into the US, and they are in the new country and they have no clue.
And they're thinking that...
So those ones, they're different groups here.
Just before we go into that, please, I'll say that, let me just quickly address a lot of people that feel like, oh, people should not Japa. Where are they going? Where are they living? They don't have the resilience to stay in Nigeria. Nigeria, it takes a lot for our system to succeed. And our system doesn't reward excellence.
Yes.
You know, our system does not reward diligence. Our system rewards connection and nepotism.
Exactly.
You don't need to know the job. Because you know the boss, you will get the job in Nigeria.
That's it.
So if someone who has someone has risen to a high level, not by knowing the job, but by knowing the boss, is now going into a system where all you need to do is know the work. It might cause a bit of conflict in trying to understand, okay, I don't really, how can I do this? We need to, and we're losing our best hands in this country because we keep on rewarding people that have only connection as opposed to those that have the know-how. So those that have the know-how go there and they succeed. Now to your question of, let's focus on people that are struggling over them. I would say that it's the same solution I give to those that are here. Decide what you want to do. Decide what it will take you to do it. And do it. So I want to become... I met a cleaner in the US on my last trip, and I was wondering, you speak so well, Kiniko, why are you cleaning in the hospital? And she was like, oh, I just need to do one course to become an assistant nurse. I'm like, why haven't you done it? It's just so tough. I'm finding it difficult to read.
Okay, now.
And I'm wondering, do you really understand how much you will earn when you do this course?
But as that cleaner, she's comfortable, though.
That is the thing. So she's not comfortable. That's the reason why we have that conversation. Yeah. She's not, because she wants to buy a land in Nigeria. And she was mentioning how much her budget is. And I was wondering, in America, why are you earning so little? You cannot afford to do this. And she said, because of the work she's doing. So we dug deep. So there are people over there who are unwilling to do the work because you are used to a system here where you don't need to do the work, you just need to bravado your way through.
I don't really agree. The struggling ones. See, there are other issues, there are other factors. You have kids in the house that are going to school. Like, yes, they are going to public school, but there are other bills you have to pay. So as this small job is meeting your bills, meeting your basic needs.
I have an example of someone who wanted to become a medical doctor in America, but what she could get at first was a medical assistant. And to do that exams, and it cost a lot of money. And she's doing that work as medical assistant. She's doing other jobs. So she's doing 3 jobs. So for some people who already have money, they can do that thing within a year. They are medical doctors. For her, it's going to take her 5 or maybe
Let me take Chris from Ghana. He's been holding for a while.
Okay.
Ghana, Chris, are you there, please?
Good morning, Mariah.
Morning, you're live. Go ahead, please.
All right, good morning to all the ladies. I think, let me stay with the previous call and then deviate from, you were talking about the undocumented people, that the people that are not professionals, so to speak, compared to the previous.
Can't hear you, Chris. Go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, I think, let me remark differently from the previous caller that kind of a professional from UK, and you were talking about the people that are not fully documented, or people are not professional traveling abroad. The truth about life is, you have to determine what you want for yourself as a person. Here in Ghana, for instance, healthcare is accessible as ABC. So can you access healthcare if you have malaria in Nigeria easily? So it's not all about money. Yes, if you want to make money and then undocumented or anywhere, you can make money in Nigeria. But the honest truth, if you want to live life, live it decently and meet up your aspirations and dreams, you don't have to live it in Nigeria. So it's what really works for each person is what you want. If this is driving force is money, of course, you can make it in Nigeria, make tons of it. But your driving force is to live a decent life and impact your society, your community, for instance. I don't think Nigeria is the best place to be. So it depends on what works for you.
I was going to come back to you. Or...
Yeah. Okay, so I was just explaining why that would be a problem. Sometimes it's not that they do not have the goals or they're not willing to do the work. It costs something to do those things. In Nigeria, it would be a lot easy. You know what? You mentioned how it's easier for if you have influence, if you know a few people in Nigeria. Recently, I was talking to someone and he says that while he was abroad, he went abroad for many years after university and he lived there. He lived comfortably, was okay. Visited Nigeria and all his friends were doing big stuff. And he was wondering, did I make a mistake going there? But they are doing big stuff, not because they know as much as he does or they are working as much, because they made use of the connections that they had.
Built.
So they have used that to push themselves forward. If those set of people go where he is, they'll find it difficult or even more difficult.
Let me link what Mariam said. Come to UBC, because even in the abroad, the Americans that grew up together had their own network.
Yes.
The secondary school, the university, and they build. So they link into that network, but you are not in that circle. So you come in and having an issue to get. So you work times 2 harder than they. That's second. Then secondly, it's something about it's easier in Nigeria. It's cheaper. The doctors that we celebrate in America, they all had their foundations here. All of them. If you look at the numbers, you hardly, well, I don't know the exact figures, but I heard, there was someone that was talking about, there was a speech I was listening to. He was saying that you hardly find a Nigerian born in America, raised in America, that actually became a doctor. The numbers are really, the doctors, very, compared to those who come from Nigeria. They had their first degree in Nigeria, and they brought that resilience with them to America, and they went into medical school, and they did very, very well. So the system itself makes you, in America, makes you like, you know what?
Average.
Average.
Everybody
keeps you
on the same level.
Keeps you in that average. But it's when we come, when we go over there, we come because somebody was talking about how Nigerians are so good in the system. They're very, very educated. They're committed to their work. They're disciplined. They have their work ethic is off the roof.
I think in America they said the Nigerian community is one of the most educated community in America.
Yes, may I disagree with Mariam and talk about just a bit, in terms of Nigerians here who need to do just the bare minimum and get the good jobs because of connections. So when it comes to intelligence, relational intelligence is still very key that a lot of people do not understand. The connections you think they are building, the network you think they are building, it takes a lot of work to maintain a relationship, to keep that relationship working for you at the time that you need it. So it's a different level of intelligence also that Nigerians leverage on. And I know that there's quite some people who would, give a job to somebody because I know the person, not because the person is good enough. But we're beginning to open our eyes to say, if we give you a job and you do not deliver, we take you out. We get somebody who will deliver. So a lot of Nigerians, even here, still get the jobs based on merit. So I don't want us to go with the narrative that is just because we know people here.
Let me take this call from the UK. I'll come back to UBC. Dr. Chioma, are you there from the UK?
Yes, I am.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
All right.
Yes.
All right. So the topic you're discussing this morning has no linear answer, right? Yes. So all your perspectives are correct. Right. Now it depends on how you see this thing.
Yeah.
I've lived in the UK for the past 11 years, and I left Nigeria in 2010. One point that I think it's Tope, the point she made that is so correct is that we run a system that rewards mediocre, that rewards nepotism, who you know, as opposed to excellence.
Yes.
But I want to agree with Obiajulu that it takes mindset. You can make it real big in Nigeria, live the life you want to live. So that's why I started my discussion or contribution this morning by saying that it has no linear answer.
Yeah.
So it depends from the perspective you're looking at it. If what you want in life is to live normal, comfortable life, you could also live it in Nigeria or live it abroad. But abroad makes more sense. If you want much more from life, you could also get it from Nigeria as well as get it from abroad. I run a company here. I'm a lecturer in the university, and I'm the convener of the Diaspora African Women's Support Network here in Scotland. So we do a lot of things. That was something I was doing in Nigeria before I came here to do my master's. And I got a PhD sponsored to do, I got a studentship to do my PhD, and I had to leave. I'm living here from that time till today. So abroad has lots of challenges. It's not a bed of roses. You need to face the racism, which is equivalent to our nepotism and who you know. Yes. So you need to understand the system to be able to navigate it.
Right. Thank you so much.
I want to agree with.
Thank you so much, Dr. Shema. Yes,
so I also wanted to say that we're looking at the people who struggle abroad. Yes. So if we know how a lot of us get there. We don't have the requisite papers. You just smuggle yourself in and then you start. But if you have the requisite papers and you're willing to do the work. So the thing is, right here, a lot of us are over-pampered. People do things for us. Everybody's working for you. Everybody's doing something for you. I have a sister who lives abroad, and when she's in the office and she needs to stand, she's a nurse, she will stand for those hours non-stop.
That's 7 hours.
Non-stop. If you're taking a break for 1 hour, you will take a break for just 1 hour and you come back to your standing. But here, we have a way of, well, we are doing the work. I leave my office, I come to your office, I waste 30 minutes gisting with you, and it's okay.
Side business?
Yes, side businesses are running. You cannot try that there. So if you're not ready, if you don't have the capacity to stand and put in the work, you will struggle when you get there. Let's also not assume that their systems are that's perfect, because all these things that, okay, so I know that you get in, you're settled, you get a car, you're able to get a house and everything. It's credit. You cannot save in the abroad. That's the truth. You struggle to save. You pay almost everything for your taxes and the bese that you'll be deducting. You bese for light, bese for car, bese for everything, and you're paying. So at the end of the day, you really do not have. So it also depends on mindset. And I'll go back to what Miriam said, that it's okay to say, this is the life I want. I will be content with this level. But if you know that you want bigger for yourself, I don't think abroad is the best place for you.
Okay, so let me go on a break. When we come back, we'll take this further. I'll take some more phone calls and messages from social media. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Being a TV host,
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bolly, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable. every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey, as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC.
Yes, I just remember one of the callers says that when she was saying that when you go abroad, you use the system, you watch how it's done there, and then you don't go there acting like a Nigerian, you know, behaving the way you would in Nigeria abroad. And so I think that's very important, is wherever you find yourself, find out what works there. So in Nigeria, I know BC tends to disagree with the fact that we're talking about how your connections and your network would push you, you know, give you a lot of maybe get you jobs and gives you leverage as compared to if you were living abroad. And that's the truth, because the reason why many of us hold placards and are screaming is because we feel, especially in government jobs, is nepotism. How is this person the head when the other, maybe 4 or 5 people beneath that person have worked so hard, given their years of service, their experience? It was just supposed to be, you know, normal that they would be the person that would take the position. But someone from nowhere comes in, an uncle, a brother, a father, calls somebody, and before you know it, somebody that was not even part of the system. So it comes into this system, and then 2 things happen. Either those who are there will try to see how they can bungle it for him because they're upset, or, you know, he's working really hard to learn the ropes of the business. But working here in Nigeria, you understand that your network, your friendships is important. So that is part of what you need to do. If you decide that you want to make your life here, you understand that relationships matter here in Nigeria, so you push that. So let me just finish. There are a lot of people here who are so smart and so intelligent. They have left Nigeria, not because they didn't want to live in Nigeria, but because they were not appreciated. We're not really a merit-based society. Yeah. So for some people, they don't have that, that part of them of forming relationships. Some people don't want that. They just want to do their jobs and go home. I don't want to say to you, sir, and come to your wedding and come to your parties and be dashing you 50K every other month just because I want you to remember me. I want to play the politics so you remember me when it's time to give me a promotion. They'll go to a society where you just understand, every time I show up, I do my work. That's enough to make you
but it doesn't make one better than the other.
Yeah,
it's different. Let me take this call from Abimbola in the UK. Are you there?
Yes, good morning.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
There is no comparison between, you know, when you live in Nigeria or people living in diaspora.
It's just different.
I left Nigeria in 1988. I left Nigeria in 1988, and when Obiajulu, sorry if I don't pronounce your name correctly, when she started our conversation here, and she said she earned 50,000 naira as a starter. When I was in Nigeria, before I left in 1988, my salary was 450 naira, and I was a young naval officer. When I got to UK, I discovered it was a big difference between the 2 countries. But the only thing we enjoy here in UK is because we have a system that works. You just have to work for you to get whatever you want to get. Like my sister said earlier on, that lady from Scotland, when I came to England, the first thing I found difficult was the things we get for free or things we take for granted in Nigeria. It doesn't apply to us in UK. When I came in here, I started working as a cleaner. And I made my way through, rank and file. I went to university, which I was unable to secure when I was in Nigeria. I got to university here, and I got a maintenance grant while they pay my school fees. I did my first degree, and I did the second degree. So I went on to become a radiographer. I worked in the hospital all through my life until I retired last year. So I'm on retirement. But despite all odds, I love Nigeria because that is our country. I love Nigeria so much, but unfortunately, we've not been able to have a good leader.
Madam, let me stay with you. Let me stay with you for a minute. So you retired. Now, as a retired worker in the UK, what do you get? What are the benefits? How do you live right now?
Sorry, can you repeat your question again?
I said, as a retired worker in the UK, how do you live right now? Do you get monthly pensions? Does the state take care of you? What are the benefits as an elder, as a senior citizen in the UK?
Thank you so much, Morayo. I was about coming to that. In fact, immediately when I turned 60, the first thing I got was a freedom pass from the government. But what that means is, when I go on the public transport, I don't pay when I use the train, the underground, London buses. And in fact, I get free medication. When I go to pharmacy, I don't have to pay. And there are some shops here in London. As a senior citizen, when something is sold for £5, they ask you to pay £2.50, and so on and so forth. We have a lot of things that luckily for me, I was on mortgage and I finished my mortgage 8 years before I started my retirement. So I don't have to rely on government for them to finance my housing facilities. So I live in my own house. If only we have all the system we have in UK, in Nigeria, Nigeria is the best place for anybody to live.
Thank you very much, Abimbola. Thank you so much for sharing your story. I think we learned a few things. So let's see a 60-year-old woman in Nigeria. Let's talk about YK.
My mom.
YK is a different. Okay,
yes,
your mom.
Yeah.
Right.
Who's
so a 60 who's worked as a nurse. She's still waiting for her pensions. I don't know if they paid it.
No.
So
they paid it. Why? Because I know someone
that knows somebody that knows some simple. So a 60-year-old woman is retired in Nigeria. Doesn't get to go into some stores where you get paid 50% of the price. Doesn't get that free medical help, free access bus. We don't get that in Nigeria. So my point therefore is that as a Nigerian right now, I'm young. It's not better for me to carry my load. I know that I'm going to work over there where when I finish working, even though, yes, I may not have a huge mansion and all the cars, I'm comfortable.
So if
the
all of
system
us
is taking care of
who
me.
will now stay here?
Yeah.
No, not all of us
We're not
want the
discussing
same things.
not
all of us want the same thing.
thing.
There's some people who know that they're not going to go and do. She said she started a cleaner. There are some people who will say over their dead body, they're not going to be anybody's cleaners. So they will stay in Nigeria and, leverage on their relationships that will get them there. So some people will go there. But, there's something I want us to take away from this for Nigerians, which is we should stop looking down on jobs. We can do these jobs here.
Means to an end.
So that's one. First, we can do all these jobs that we go to do there. And second of all, the government now, the system has to appreciate, has to pay for what people, for the value that people give. So if I'm a cleaner, I'm not a second-class citizen, because when people say they go abroad and they become second-class citizens, there are some Nigerians that feel like second-class citizens in their own country.
Absolutely.
So because I'm a cleaner, I'm not a second-class citizen. Pay me what I'm worth. Give me a system that even though as a cleaner, I can at least shelter my family, feed my family, medicals, and wear clothes, and then give me opportunities to further improve myself.
Okay, let me take this call from Abdul, and I come to talk with Abdul. Are you there?
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, you're live.
I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. So, about this Japa stuff, I just graduated last year. I just finished my service, last year. So, I've gone to a lot of interviews, trying to get jobs and all that. And now, I have opportunity of traveling outside Nigeria. Well, I mean, my parents want to like help me, but now I saw the topic. I was like, wow, okay, let me just concentrate and see if I can gain a lot of things there. And I have faced a lot of people calling. I've gained what I needed. Now I need to travel out of this country as well. Because I can't imagine a lot of interviews that I've been to that are telling me different of things. I'm still young and struggling to get a job now in Nigeria. So why will I continue to stay here when I notice that I'm not getting any green light right now?
Right. Thank you, Abdul, for sharing your thoughts. Yes,
I want to just say this because I've had conversation in recent time with someone who is abroad, and she's really, really struggling. Like she feels depressed. She feels nothing is working. Was even saying she's contemplating suicide, and I've heard many stories like that where people are in a society they can't figure it out and they are alone. And I was wondering, come back home. Like, if it's not working for you there, come back home. It's the faster you come back home and get solutions from friends, family around you to rally around to find a way to lift you, the better. Because many people struggle abroad and it never clicks.
Ashiribo abroad.
No,
Ashiri
we
Bo.
think Ashiribo, but
What's
you are not happy. Ashiribo is like nobody knows what you're going through. Because if you're
your
abroad,
honor is protected.
Your honor is protected abroad. Nobody knows what you're going through. You can be struggling there, and you take picture. You are wearing winter jackets, and there is snow. It looks like you are okay, but you know you're not okay. Yeah. And you know you don't have a quality life. You know you're unhappy, and you know you're not getting a good job, or you are still.
So
you are 10 years down the line, barely feeding yourself. Like things are not getting better. Just come back home. And some people have made that decision to come back home and things get better.
To what? To this? You and I can survive here, but sometimes it's hard for them to survive here. I struggled, Mariam. For the first 3 years, I was depressed.
But look at you now.
I was depressed. I had when I moved, I was crying daily. I was depressed. My mother was there to support me. I was jobless. I lost my job.
Okay.
I got fired. I didn't have a job. I had nothing. My father was sick. My mother was there, needed help. Everybody, my brothers were sending money to maintain. But what's difficult for us was
but there's
hard.
always trying times.
Yes.
Everybody I lost my job for 5 years as well. I was crying as well.
I had people.
You have
around people.
You have support.
You have people here. You have people here.
Those that person might not have anybody in Nigeria.
It's usually tough. Many people, the only reason they don't come back home is because of shame.
Yeah.
Many people stay in an uncomfortable situation in the America. I know someone whose baby, like she was living in she moved into somebody's garage. I was a visitor in that person's house. She moved into somebody's garage. It was cold. And she had to move there with a child. And I'm wondering, why are you doing this?
Okay,
why?
so
She doesn't have a job. These were really hard. She was putting load everywhere.
Does she have a better option in
She's not documented, so she can't get a good job.
Let's explain it to people.
I'm saying people
not
are
like
stuck. You don't have it. You can't get a document. You don't have a document. You are undocumented in America.
So the documented ones can work. It's the one that's not documented.
What I'm saying is, if you find yourself in a hard place, come back home. Okay. Someone in Dubai has gotten to a stuff where the government are having issues. Nigerian government having issues with Dubai government. She can't work. She doesn't want to come back home because she has already spent all her money being there. Come back home.
Let me take this call. I'll come to you, Maria. Rotimi, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Beautiful ladies from Nigeria.
We have lots of UK calls.
I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, I just want to contribute a little bit about this interesting topic. Comparing life from Nigeria, honestly speaking, is two different things. In Nigeria, if you are from first-class family or people that's really wealthy in Nigeria, you will not have the need to come to abroad. But if you are struggling in Nigeria financially and you are from a very poor family, I believe it's easier to make it in abroad. And secondly, in abroad, like UK here, everything works. At times I find it very disheartening when I hear people, there's no life, security, anything you can think of. You can live a comfortable life here in UK than Nigeria. I know a lot of friends. I send money to a lot of friends. Some people can't pay their school fees and they can't even feed. In here, there's nothing like that. In UK, if you hold £20 for a staff, you can do a shopping that will take you and your family for the whole weekend. Yes. And Nigeria, you look at life there, you hear all the time Nigerian students are on strike. It doesn't happen. If you are here, believe me, your children, the worst school here is better than the best school in Nigeria. Nigeria, things are not working. That is why people are living. Nobody wants to live in motherland. So say I'm going to a foreign country, which you don't know what the world holds for you.
All right. All right. Thank you very much, sir. I have to wrap up on this.
Okay, please. Let me add, I've not spoken since. I've just been listening and taking in all the information, and I've been enjoying it. But the truth is, there's struggle everywhere. I think I've said it on this table before. When I traveled, I saw a lot of homeless Americans. They were the American citizens that did not have places to stay. They were living under the bridge, especially in New York. There were certain places I went there and I saw them. I was shocked because everybody was hyping. Once you travel outside, your life is just automatically becomes better and everything. And I saw people who were struggling. There are still a lot of people who do not have jobs. There are still a lot of people who do not have medical care. The thing is, ask yourself, what do I want for my life? Have clarity on that. Wherever you find yourself, you can make it. It just takes your mindset. That's how I want to live it. Because there's struggle everywhere. There's struggle.
And I agree with that, but I just wanted us to also make sure that we understand that sometimes when Nigerians go abroad, they go abroad undocumented. And you expect to just enjoy what people who are doing it right to, you have to understand that if you are undocumented, there's consequences for that action. Yeah. So you don't use that story and say to Nigerians, oh, it's not working there, but are you there the right way? Exactly. Were you doing the right thing and it didn't work for you?
And so, and I'm wrapping up, Auntie, you want final thoughts?
My final thought is people need to increase their self-belief. Like, believe in yourself. If you're facing challenges where you are, acquire the necessary training you need to improve yourself. If you're undocumented, find a way. If you cannot find a process to do it, come back home. But most importantly, believe in yourself. Yeah. I know anywhere I find myself, I would make a way. I would tunnel through. I will fly through.
I will succeed.
In any country of the world,
you throw me
I know I will succeed.
Yeah.
That's my self-belief. And I think that's the mindset everybody should have.
I've been trying to get my husband to have this conversation for a while, and he keeps trying to tell me that abroad is not for him. And one of the reasons is that wherever we go, he knows somebody. I mean, like, anywhere. Great Ife, enter a room, Great Ife. Go say, I'm looking for something. Do you know anybody? I have an Ife guy that goes there now.
Is that wrong?
I'm saying that he has his entire life here, community. So we can make use of the connections here in Nigeria. So someone like that, going abroad, he'll be like you're throwing him somewhere he totally cannot understand. Yeah. You to destabilize someone like that because he has built the
do you want to go back?
I would love to go back to America. I would love to, but I know my husband will not allow me. Wow. But the point is that at the end of the day, it's about what makes you happy, what makes your family happy. Yeah. And whatever it is, be true to yourself. As Tokai has said, if you are there and it's really hard, come home. If you are in Nigeria and you like Tokai, do it right, just like Mariam highlighted. Yeah. Don't go the back door, take a visa, and say, you go and suffer. You go and stay in somebody's garage, and you're just going to be suffering. Do it the right way. Relocate and enjoy. At the end of the day, we want to have a peaceful life. And that's what we're looking for. All right, that's all we can take. We hope the government will take a lesson from this and try to put things in place to ensure that Nigerians who live in Nigeria are also comfortable. Like we had on that caller, a 60-year-old woman, she's living comfortably. Do that for our elders in Nigeria. That would make a huge difference. Let's go on a break. When we come back, we want another interesting topic. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun.
Thanks for staying with us. So there's another interesting topic that came our way. We thought it was important to also discuss it. A report we read says, hardly do you ever hear stories of fathers-in-law and husbands fighting. All we usually hear are mother-in-laws and wives fighting. Why is this so? And we say that men are able to handle issues more maturely than women. What are your thoughts on this? You can call us on 081 again, 270-53687, 091-3970-76948. You can also tweet to us on Twitter, send us messages on YouTube and Facebook. We'd like to hear your thoughts. Okay, so this was interesting because I know of a family where the father-in-law never liked the guy. And the father just made a decision never to go to the couple's house.
Simple.
He just didn't show up. So for the naming ceremony, he sends funds, although the husband was rejected, you know, there was that tension. But he never went to the children's house.
Simple.
But whenever they needed anything, of course, he was there. So what we see a mother-in-law who doesn't like a wife still go because, hey, it's her son's, it's her son's house.
It's our house.
So is there a way that we can do this kind of, is it that men are better in this area than women? Or do we have better should women have better emotional intelligence in this kind of situation? Just stay in your house. If you don't like your wife, your husband's wife, your son's wife.
Who will not take care of your daughter or your son then? And your grandchildren. You will not see your grandchildren. They're not born the person. So I think for me, men, because they know how to compartmentalize, it's easy for them to stonewall. So they are not interested in this. They will not bother to major in the minor. They will just remove their face and move on. It's easy for them. It's easy for a man to stay 2 years, 3 years, 4 years without seeing the children. We just call on the phone and they're fine. It's easy for them to move. But women are wired differently. Women are in their emotions most of the time. They want to be around you. So even if I don't like you and you carried your stubborn head to say, this is the man I want to marry, I will still see my grandchildren. I will still come around. You can't take me away from my offspring. It's not possible, you know. So they find a way to infuse. The only appeal I would have for them is when you are infuse with sense. You know, insert yourself with sense. Understand that this is not my house. I'm a visitor here. And then give them room. So I'm here for just a few days. I want to take care of my grandchildren, or maybe my daughter just gives birth and I want to nurse her and all of that. And mind yourself, know your space. But when you now insert and you want to take over the whole place, that's where the problem
Well, a woman, so I want you to talk to a woman right now whose father and her husband are not at loggerheads. They're not friends. There's friction right now. And she knows that they need each other. They know that the father, the brother, the husband might need some of the connections from the father. The father also needs to have a relationship with the son-in-law maybe because of the children or something. You know, she really wants that, you know, amicable solution to the problem. How should she go about it, Sokwe?
So I think that it is the responsibility. I know that when it comes to men, there is ego, as in the ego in that 30-something-year-old man is as equal as the ego in that 70-something-year-old man. It is equal. It's the ego. Yeah. God has given men. That is what makes them men. And that usually is the cause of friction if you don't have a good rapport. And my appeal would always be for the woman to prey on the emotional attachment she has with her husband. Because I always believe that when you get married, your loyalty should be with your husband. Yeah, you love your parents, but this is my family. Like we're starting a new family. So I love my parents, but I want that attachment. So you must appeal more to your husband to
mellow.
Yeah, to step it down a bit, to enjoy the opportunities. They say you stoop to conquer. So the woman too might need to stoop to conquer in building the relationship with her husband to the point where the husband will see the merits of a blessing from the father. Father-in-law in this case. It is a journey. It would involve, because sometimes the father-in-law actually is the one has plenty problems. Yeah. So it might be that the reason the man is pulling back is for his own sanity, but he might have connections and problems. So you understand that Yoruba proverb said, because I want to eat cow meat, I'm going to call the cow brother so that I can get the cow meat. It's that relationship that must ensue.
Let me come to you in this situation. I mean, aside from seeing from the perspective of the young lady, but how come men somewhat seem to have an easier, it's easier for men
who don't like their sons-in-law to just move on, to look away. But mothers find it difficult.
Yes, but that does not also make it better way to handle conflict.
True.
So, and I think that's why God just made it so beautiful. You have men and their peculiarities, and you have women, you know, to complement each other. Because if we were to leave it to men, many of us would not talk to, you know, to each other. You know, families, you have, there will be a long line of people who don't speak to each other. But mothers find a way of inserting themselves. It can be annoying sometimes, but in the long run or in hindsight, like, even though for her stubbornness and her annoyance, you know, we would not be speaking. So it is okay for, and then I want people to understand that sometimes there are tough times, and it's okay to have that. It's a journey. This life is such a journey. There are some people that will tell you, when I got married, my father and my husband could not stand each other, and down the line, they are best of friends. They don't even call her when they need to see each other. They find a way to hang out with each other. So allow people to have that journey. Allow people to get to know each other. What you can do is just always be like a, you know, like the neutral person where they can both come to you and vent or rant about everything. When you are with your dad, you only talk about the best things that your husband does for you. If you're with your husband, you only talk about the great things or the nice things he says about your husband. Even if he has not said anything nice, you find a way of twisting it. Like, oh, he said that. Like, oh, yes. Whenever you're not there, he says these amazing things about, like, oh, really? So those are the sort of things that you can do to work on. But the women, what mothers or women or wives do is to make sure that you see that silent period, that because you get used to that silence or not seeing someone, and then you forget. They don't allow you have that period. How can you not talk to your son? That is the father of your son. What if he refuses from seeing your grandchildren? You know, so they are just that in between until
there's a story,
mend a relationship.
I know of. I'm going to try to do the story in a way that the person doesn't know talking about this. You know, there's a father. He's a jai guy. He's always out there. He's out there and everything. So he knows there's this guy that he knows in the clubs, you know, that he can finish a whole bottle of Hennessy in like one sitting, you know, and he dances with all these people, and you know, he knows the guy, but he looks at the guy in the arm's length. Months down the line or year down the line, your daughter brings this man to be your wife, to be your son-in-law, and you met the guy, and you're thinking to myself, I know you. You cannot marry my daughter. What?
God catch you.
Because you've seen this guy in his real element.
Yeah.
He's not the nice, clean boy that came that the boy, I know you. You know, so because of that, you try to make your daughter understand you can't marry this guy. But obviously she's in love. He has loved this guy. And then the mother gets involved. She insists that allow the girl to marry who she wants now. You know, and there's this major friction. But you don't want madam to also know that way. We meet. This is where we used to meet because. So but the boy knows what. So you have the conversation with the guy.
Talk now, so we can just talk everything.
So the father called this. This is a real life story. It's not just. The father calls the guy to one-on-one, like man-to-man conversation. Hey, leave this girl alone. And the guy is like, no.
Hey. I like her. I want to marry her.
So in that kind of situation, look at you. I know what happened at the end of the day, but so if your daughter insists on marrying that kind of person, what happens?
Your adult daughter.
Yes.
And then you have the conversation. You must be open to her to an extent that this is what you have seen. But you know, the thing about life is that we only see one side of someone. We have seen, we have seen some people who are horrible at work, but you don't know that they are great fathers, great mothers, great sisters. And like, how is this same person, you know? So the father has seen him outside when he at his worst. He has not seen him at his best, and maybe that's what his daughter has seen.
I think you just answered that question beautifully because I know the person, and I know the person is such a fabulous. When I say this person, I know he's a fantastic human being, the softest heart.
Yes.
So if the father had given that thing a chance, they would have probably had a very happy marriage.
So he didn't give it a chance.
Yeah, he killed the light.
But I think that sometimes there are two sides to it. This side and the other side of, I wouldn't, if the girl insisted on that marriage, the man shouldn't step back, which is what men would do. You have disobeyed me. I'm going to leave you alone.
I'm not
you have already, whatever you see, you see. You've decided to go ahead with this thing. No, she's your child. So you as a father must sit there and be watching and be guiding and be putting your word in to ensure that they don't bring back your child in a coffin or batter the child away. So because sometimes we as children need to make our own mistakes by ourselves. And we might hear from our parents saying, don't do this. And we're like, I want to do it. Don't touch it. You see that child. Though it is hot, he will go and touch it himself to be sure. And that's the way children are. Even when the children are 30-something-year-old, they will still want to touch it. So I think if fathers tend to sit back and say, I have X'd you. You are no longer my child. I have deleted you from my heart. And they just block you off. A lot of men do that, and it's not right. It helps them, but they should connect with those children, call your grandchildren, check on them, even if you don't like your daughter-in-law or your son-in-law.
And even be a help to the son-in-law, you know, be his friend, be closer, be buddies. You know,
and help him become a better father, a better husband to your...
Let me take this call from Pastor Elijah. Are you there?
Yes, good morning.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Good morning.
Morning.
And Happy New Year to you all.
Happy New Year to you, too.
I was trying to contribute to the last.
Oh, sure. Go ahead. It's your view. Let it count.
But yeah, I was trying to contribute to the last issue you discussed, but I couldn't connect there. But straight to this one, for a fact, women are too sentimentally emotional to their children.
Yes, sir.
Even when they're supposed to keep distance a bit to let them reason and develop themselves. It is always a difficult thing for two people coming together at the right age to get along without issues. I have a father-in-law and a mother-in-law. I also have a mother of well over 80 years who sometimes wanted me to do things the way she sees it. But in my own wisdom, I will have to say, no, Mom. It's not an attempt to disobey you. Let me handle this. If I need you to intervene, I will let you know. Because most cases, they will be biased in taking sides. And this will further create problems in the family. So, in the best overall interest of all, a man and a woman who agree to come together as a family should know they have their parents somewhere. But in most cases, they should work things out on their own. So that it will not further complicate whatever issue.
Absolutely, Dr.
Yeah, so I do not believe that the man should step back. I believe that the man should come clean to the daughter. So you have to weigh things. How dirty is this dirty that I know? There are some dirty that are very dirty that the ear cannot hear. But if it's the mild dirty, maybe we go out to do a couple of drinks or have a couple of girls, you know. Well, I will understand. Okay, as a man too, I have a wife, but we still
Yeah.
But no, but you know, bro code now. They call it bro code. They know each other. But if it's that the other dirty that goes the other way, you just come clean to your daughter to say, you can even confess your own sins. You know, to give
protect your child.
To give leverage that I understand what I'm talking about. I'm not just saying it because I don't like this person. I don't know what you have seen, but this is the other side of this person. Now, if tomorrow this love, these butterflies fade, can you survive knowing this other side? So the girl has to, you know, make a choice at the end of the day that, okay, maybe it's something I can deal with or not. But it would be unfair that you don't let her know exactly why you are rejecting this person.
Say that.
They never say
Fathers keep quiet.
Let her know exactly.
Let me take this call from America. Ifeanyi.
I don't like it.
Ifeanyi, are you there?
Yeah, hello.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, I'm a first time.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah. Well, based on the discussion you guys are discussing, the reason why men don't usually have that blow, men could bottle up their minds or whatever the case may be. You see, the men, it's not like a man forgets his daughter even when he's married. It's just that sometimes we men will have this patience to allow people to do what they want to do. I take a good example from my dad. My dad will always allow you. He will really want to allow you to make that mistake. And then when you make that mistake, it's easier for men to easily forgive and then bring you back. But for the women like Ethiopia or something like that, women are wired differently. They have their emotional problems and they have their biological problems. So when you combine these two problems together, that means you have a confused problem. And so that's just my own system. But men have that patience, so they can actually go with things.
Yeah. Thank you, Ifeanyi. I didn't get it very clearly.
May I quickly finish what I wanted to say? So I noticed that especially in our parents' generation, they don't like their children to see the mistakes that they've made or see their flaws. So you won't want to come clean because you don't want your daughter to see you in a certain light. You always want to be this perfect father. Yes, and that's why you don't come clean. But I think our generation is becoming a bit better. We share more of what we have done. So it will be, for this newer generation, it will be easy to tell your child that, see, oh, I have this problem. And this is where I meet this person.
Can I just... What if it's the other way around? What if it's a son that has brought home a girl that Papa used to see on the side?
As a zaddy.
So we cannot both enter the same place. But then she cannot say it.
And you can't say it. And the man cannot say it. No, somebody has to say it.
Somebody has to say it. Serious Mara. Because no, but you don't want to hurt your son. You know? Okay, Hassan, I've been there.
You have to hurt the son for his own good. The greater good now.
No, but the son is head over heels.
He's on heel. Let me tell you the worst thing that makes, I'm telling you. The fastest way to on head over heel a guy is to say that I've entered that place. They lose it, that's all.
Let me take this call from the UK. Good morning, are you there? That's not true.
I'm telling you.
Good morning, are you there? Hello? You're live. Go ahead, please.
Right. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
My first time of calling, but it is the first time to pick up the call.
Okay.
In fact, it's not about this recent discussion you are having. It's about the old one, about is it Japa you call it?
Yes, go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me?
Very clearly, go ahead.
Right. I think there is a proverb in Yoruba which says, you will have a lot of people who are in Nigeria who have success stories, and also you will have a lot of people who are in England who also have success stories. I think the most important thing is to have a very good and enabling environment wherever you are. If you have that enabling environment, I think you will be able to work your way around. In UK, yes, it is tough. In America, it is tough, but you have a system whereby if you work hard, you will get the reward.
Yes. Thank you very much, Mr. Dele.
You said what is facing someone in front. Like, he's facing you, he's backing somebody else. So
what will work for you may not work for someone else.
In different areas.
So this matter where you know that you're a father, you've been in town, and you used to be one of those people that carry girls, right? And one of the girls that you carried is who your lovely first son, who just got back from the abroad, who you're so proud of, who's a medical doctor, is about to take this girl to the abroad with him, and then, do everything. As a father, do you keep mom and just keep let the baby, let sleeping dogs lie? It was the past. All things are passed away. Behold, things have become new.
I want to believe that men would be able to call their sons aside and say, see, man to man, bros, you know what happens outside. I've been here. This
I don't
is my
think
daughter.
that is a good thing to do.
I think it's important to the point where your son is saying, see, if you cannot give me any serious reason why this is unacceptable to you, then I'm not listening to anything. I think a father will step up and tell his son.
But if you see from the mother's perspective, where you've been waiting for this son to get married for donkey years, and suddenly he brings somebody and starts saying story. No, she doesn't want to hear that story.
Spanner into that. Some girls actually zaddied just for a period of time in their life. They're really good girls. And they were under a lot of pressure, and Zaddy was going to pay school fees, and Zaddy was going to help. They are not...
it was a rough patch.
It was a rough patch. It was a period. Yes. And after that, they went back and, like Mommy Gio said, everything has changed in their body. Everywhere changed. They are back to new. And God corrected everything, and now they have met brother that they want to marry. And then, so I think that
can't you forgive? If God can forgive you, can't you forgive?
But are you ready to tell that person?
But we need to confirm. The man needs to have a conversation with the girl to be sure babe, are you who are you now? If it will work in this relationship, we must be open because we cannot ex anybody because of what they've done in their past.
Exactly.
People change.
Exactly.
So we was able to give room to
I'm
that
not
girl.
exing you. I just can't take it. That's
Who can't take it? The father or the...
No, the boy.
No, leave the boy. The boy doesn't know.
No,
Leave the boy.
No, let's just say that this has happened. She now realizes it, and it was just a short period in my life that this happened. She must have that conversation with the boy. She has to open up.
Confess, yeah.
Oh, she has want to confess.
Yes, when she sees the father-in-law down.
She must have. No, let's just say the father even brings it up to him. And then he asks her about it. She should not deny it. She must own up to what she did and then allow the boy to make a choice.
Okay, what if Mariam, where you are the person, right?
Yeah.
And the father, knowing he wants the happiness of his son, calls the girl, let's have a meeting. Let's thrash it out. She tells him, listen, it happened in the past. You did this for me. I've given my life to Christ. I'm not a child of God. I'm a sister in choir. I met your son in church. We're good to go. And you let sleeping dogs lie.
Nah.
And you move
So
on.
that's one side of the story.
Big mistake.
There's also another side.
That's a big mistake?
Big mistake.
There's also another side where it's not as if the person has given her life to Christ. She's still in the business. And then she lands your son.
No, we don't want that part of it. That one is easier. Okay, I'll come to you, BC. Let's stay on this for a second. But let me take this call. It's been holding. I think I lost Gloria, I believe. Good morning, Gloria. Are you there? Hello, Gloria. Are you there? Hello, Abiori. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you
You're
hear me?
live. Go ahead, please.
All right, thank you. First of all, I want to say that you people make me proud there.
Thank you.
And from the things I've seen, I think men and women have different roles. Women are more valuable. Men are more potent.
Okay.
And they have different roles. So the way they perceive the world is generally different. Women are closer to the home, and the men are basically appendages of women. So they go and explore other aspects of life. So they are not that tied to the home. Hence why you find that they don't engage in this about squabbles. But when you mess with their source of survival, men react. And this is why you get wars. And it's not because they don't have feelings. When we talk about egos, where do you think egos come from? It comes from feelings. But it's attached to something else. To sustain the home.
Right. Thank you very much, Abiori. Let me come back to BC. So I'm saying that the girl, so you're saying the girl maybe just she's still in the business.
She's still, yes.
In that kind of situation is almost a no-brainer because you can't still be in the business and I'm going to marry. I'm talking about a girl who has...
People marry from the business now. People marry...
And they might still continue.
Yes.
And they be in the business and marry.
Leave continuing. They are doing the business for the sort of lifestyle that they want. And in the business, they catch somebody that they want to settle with and they settle. They marry from the business.
Yes.
Whether
But
they
then
continue
now
or not is not
happens to
our
be your
business.
son.
And it now happens to be your son. What if at the time you were zadding her, she was the best? She was giving you the monkey in the shadow things. Your son. We have to
You're complicating the matter.
Your son now brings her home. And all you can think of
every time you see
monkey
her,
in the shadow.
monkey in the shadow.
Monkey in the shadow.
Hey.
What do you do?
Lord of
So these are real issues.
Okay, so what are you
I
saying?
feel
That a
that
man in that position would
should
not...
come clean
to both parties.
You're hurting people.
No, for
But
the,
you just
for the
because
greater
because
good.
yes.
For the greater good, because if you come clean and say, we have monkeyed in the shadow, and if you still want to continue, that's fine. Just know that this is where I met this person and we've had this. And he decides to
And
allow
it's an
the love.
ongoing monkeying in the shadow. It's
No,
not
maybe
a
they have
past
stopped.
monkey in the shadow.
No, you may not even know, because you know women, and they can keep like 15 monkeys like that. You may not even know, but as at the time you had this was how it was, you know, and you come clean. It allows the boy to make the decision to, do I want to go ahead?
So full
if
disclosure.
tomorrow
Full disclosure.
it happens that she begins to monkey in the shadow again, your father will see that, but I told you. So you need to make that, the man needs to make that decision.
What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, so I was going to say that there is no restitution without confession.
Yeah.
I feel that life can happen to anybody. Some people have done things that they truly regret. They hate, they wish they never see it, but they've done it. So if you find yourself in that situation where you've already crossed some boundaries and it's now going to affect your happiness in the future, do your own confession so you have proper restitution and then you can move on. I think there should be room for that.
But you know, I know somebody, let me pause you for a second. I know somebody, I know the story. This person confessed to me and somebody, me and somebody, we had a lot of drinks at that back plenty years ago. We had lots of drinks, and the person was talking. And after she finished talking, later she now realized, when we now said it just in the morning, I said, so now, wow. I told you that? I said, yeah, please. My husband doesn't know.
Oh, boo.
And till today, as I speak to you, her husband doesn't know. And they are happily married. I know it. I kept my mouth shut. The other person knew it. He kept up. Till tomorrow, our husband still doesn't know this thing.
Okay.
So my point is that we make this thing like this Hollywood, all full disclosure. There's some things I better I'll just keep it
because
quiet.
you're not related to her now.
Yeah.
She's not coming to marry your son.
Keep it. It's different. It's not different. They don't know. You don't know that. You don't know the story.
Okay.
So there's sometimes you just keep it quiet for the peace of everybody. Because especially when the woman is not still doing the do. Especially when she's not going back to it. What if it's in this
My
situation?
own is not even about how do you know of whatever. Is that whenever a noun comes out, then it's afresh. And then it's many years of all the things that happen. It's also the same conversation.
It destroys everything.
It's also the same conversation when we talk about women who the DNA is wrong and the father is not the father. We say it's better to just handle it immediately as soon as you can.
Once you
because
have
what
doubts.
happens 20 years down the line, then old people now be saying, I divorce you, I divorce you.
But the thing is, I think women should just be smart. When you walk into that situation and you see that you have zaddy daddy, you have zaddy boy, just carry your
bag and leave. I just don't like you anymore. The way
But
your hair is going,
we have to wrap up, guys.
Back to the previous story of men and women, mother-in-laws and father-in-laws handling situations. I think that just as we as children, as parents, I appreciate the sacrifice my mother has made to nurture my children. I think that it's very important that grandfathers also take their role serious because they have impact in the life of their grandchildren. Don't just think that, oh, my wife is doing it, it's okay. Because you don't want to be in that situation. You have an impact on your grandchildren.
On YouTube, some people are fighting each other. I don't know why. Yes, but some other persons are asking that I explain what monkey means. You have to get the BC dictionary to do
Andrew in StarTimes says, never regret my action for leaving Nigeria. I bagged also building a company. If I stayed in Nigeria, I would be begging for crumbs from Chief, Alaji, etc. And somebody says, I prioritize the communal life I live in Nigeria and place it above all the riches in the world. I can't live in a country where I hardly know who the next man is despite living in the next flat. Sees it as odd if I greet him in the morning, etc. Another person says, talking about not looking down on jobs because that caller said he started as a cleaner. Omo, if you start as a cleaner in Nigeria, you might die as a cleaner. Hey, you hardly grow in Nigeria.
That's all we can take on the show today. Thank you very much, ladies. Have a fabulous weekend. We'll see you Monday. Bye for now.